If you're an Occupy Democrat subscriber, you can probably use something to gloat about after last night's debate. Most of the commentary I've seen gives the win to Trump, not due to substance, but due to optics. So what if I had an expert of the highest order stick a fork in Trump's inflated ego by saying the big lies failed? I'll reveal that bit of juicy analysis in a minute, but first let's explore the notion of optics and how Trump successfully weaponizes them to influence the easily influenced. And then I'll share how it betrayed him during the debate. First, let's explore the debate through the lens of Jon Stewart as he comically breaks down the optics Trump needed to continue to con the easily conned.
Don't respond in a way that the suburban mothers wouldn't like.
Don't interrupt Joe Biden.
Don't take the bait. Don't look like a bully.
Don't get angry.
Portray normalness.
Can't you just pretend to be normal for 90 minutes?
So how well did he portray a normal person?
So let me see what this Trump fella is about. As we learned earlier, he just had to come in there and not be an asshole.
Challenge me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Does not appear to have passed the asshole test.
So beyond the buffoonery, did Donald Trump win the battle of optics at the debate? The answer coming up next may surprise you, but let's first examine Trump's history of optics, and specifically his pathological gift for exaggeration. This is an older clip that I love to resurface because it shows two media personalities who are known to be on the right in a rare display of intellectual honesty about Trump's gift for deception through language and manipulating emotion.
You really are kind of like a Trump whisperer.
So he'll tell you something that's directionally true because emotionally that's what's going to move you. It's like, oh, it's criminals coming across the border. Well, yeah, as a percentage, it's a pretty small percentage, but you could feel it. If you fact check him, he's maddening. But if you just say he's working on the 90%.
And what does Scott Adams mean by 90%? It's more commonly referred to as the base.
We're irrational 90% of the time. He understands it and lives in that world. But the Mexico is going to pay for it was the ultimate persuasion thing, because that also makes you think past the sale. If you're wondering who pays for it, you've already, in your mind, you built the wall in your head. Maybe the most classic example of perfect persuasion. He didn't get the wall done.
And finally, no examination of Trump optics would be complete without a look at his body language. Remember this classic alpha male move? I don't think that aggressive touching was consensual. And what about this famous clip when he looked like he was about to kneecap Hillary and run off with a microphone?
Right here, she's talking and he's kind of moving around.
So this is very interesting, Allison, because look what happens. Hillary is going to his side of the stage, so he begins to hover. I think this is strategic. It is also, though, a pre-assault indicator. So at some of parts of watching last night, I was really getting nervous because she was in his space. He's like a dog who's starting to get anxious.
Now, speaking of body language, here's the expert who's going to break down why Trump deceives him and the likely reason why people with a higher sense of perception find him repelling. Joe Navarro is a 25-year member of the FBI and author of the best-selling book, What Everybody Is Saying. He wrote an article for Politico, and he said this about Trump's eyelid flutter. He looked like Jack Nicholson's character in A Few Good Men, fluttering his eyes whenever he got a challenging question on the witness stand. Overall, Trump has the most expressive eyes, but not in a good way. When he hears something he doesn't like, his eyelids come down hard and linger in a downcast position. And this about Trump's lips. Ever since he appeared on television, Trump has displayed an idiosyncratic behavior that gives away his feelings of disagreement, dislike, or disdain, and it showed up plenty of times during the debate. Puckered lips. He's not alone. Most of us exhibit puckered or pursed lips when we hear something we dislike or disagree with. It seems to be a deeply ingrained behavior, not something we learn visually. I've observed the very same behavior in children who were born blind. And this about Trump's fake smile. Several times when Trump heard something negative, he exhibited a behavior I call a deflective pseudo-smile. In a true genuine smile, also called a Duchenne smile, we see an organic movement of the lips and a crinkling of the eyes. But with Trump's deflective smile, the lips compress tight, the corners of the mouth tightly pull upward and laterally, almost like you'd see on a clown's face, and the eyebrows arch quite high. This makes the smile look contrived, intended to non-verbally fend off a verbal attack. It's a way to pretend something wasn't hurtful when in fact it was. So there you have it, almost like you'd see on a clown's face. And in the interest of fair and balanced reporting, I'll give Donald Trump the final word.
I didn't have sex with a porn star.
That's what he does every time. It doesn't actually have to be linked in reality.